Okay, I guess we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Since the captain's gonna be late, I'm gonna go ahead and read the captain's log for him. Captain's log, stardate 2548.72. We managed to destroy 2 of the unknown hostile alien vessels. They're small in size, their technology seems to be more advanced than ours. I have ordered an analysis of the 2 destroyed vessels to learn more about them. I am thankful that Captain Karana came to our aid in the defense of K-10. I can only imagine what fate of my ship, in human terms, that would have had without her assistance. At this time, I am told that going to warp could be problematic with our recent damage to the engine. It appears that the XO and the doctor will have to wait a while. And with that,
Nah, give me 2 hours. Everything will be brand fucking new.
brand new.
Just
Okay.
kidding. Just kidding.
We're gonna start on Dulum 3. Both you, Doctor, and the XO are currently in the administration office with Commander Della.
So what do you think? Are we still the invaders?
Only time can tell.
Either way, we would like to remove all evidence of their arrival as soon as possible.
So you're asking me that you wish to hand over the technology that my people so tediously collected to you?
Yes.
And do pray tell, why would I do this?
Why would you want to keep it?
They left it here. We could easily analyze this technology. If not, store it for greater safety. You know, it appears that this technology should not be left in the hands of anyone, including ourselves. We will more likely keep it for safekeeping and keep it out of the hands of those that wish to use it for harm.
Very admirable. However, we have experience in such matters, and you do not. I've already witnessed, due to the fact that you let radiation leak and almost kill an entire population.
While I'm grateful for your help in that matter, uh, even handing the technology into your hands, how do I know that you won't make the same mistakes?
Well, once my ship gets back, I could just beam the stuff away anyway. But suffice to say that our federation does not really take things like this very lightly. We will investigate the equipment, and if it deems far superior to our own, or if it deems to be from another time, or anything that would prove to be dangerous in the least, it will most likely be destroyed and not quote unquote kept in safekeeping. You, as you will well admit, I hope, are not even able to leave your star system. So I don't really think it's a great idea for this particular group of individuals to hold on to technology this advanced. You don't need to worry. We're not going to use it. We have our technology of our own.
You presume too much. From the reports I have, my people, we are on the verge of a great discovery and allows us to travel faster than light. And indeed, if we are to join a more open galactic community, I must understand what we are dealing with here. And this technology could be, even though we will not use it, studying it will give us a more insight onto how the rest of this galactic community behaves.
the way it behaves? Well, let's just say that the Federation makes up about 5% of the entire galaxy, whereas there are much larger organizations out there and also much deadlier organizations out there. So if the Zaldans wanted to hold on to such technology, which clearly is, if not superior to ours, then comparable to ours, you may attract the attention of perhaps another warlike race that's next door, if you get my drift.
Give me a command presence roll. Difficulty is going to be 1.
Would my focus and negotiation help?
Sure. Just got it.
Yep.
I see. As much as my superiors would wish to hold on to this technology, I will have to talk to them with more in depth about this situation. And at this time, we would probably wish to maybe get to know what you plan on doing with the tech and how you plan to dispose of it or use it. After all, this technology has been used to not only, from what we can tell from the bodies that we've collected, uh, kill outsiders as well as my own people, and we do not take kindly to that.
Of course, of course. Um, Azra has her hands behind her back casually and is kind of slowly pacing in front of her desk. And she says, however, I think it prudent if when you do meet with your superiors, I am there.
I will bring that to their attention.
Very well.
And with that, we're gonna cut to back to the Azure and the in engineering.
Vacations are usually so pleasant. This Cation is not having a good day.
Okay, so for this, you have some issues. Not only that you have to repair the ship, there are issues on K10 as well. So you have to decide on where you want to focus first, either the ship or the station.
Well, I already know what the captain's going to tell me, so I'm going to start in our work core to get the work drive back online because he's going to want that. And then structure, probably.
Well,
then, yeah. So
for
ship
this,
first.
for this though, we're breaking it all down to a single extended task for you
Yep.
to repair the Azure. The difficulty is 5. The magnitude is 5, representing how many breaches that the Azure take, and the work track is 25.
Okay.
For this, you can have one person assist you on this task, either a supporting character, or if another player character wants to get involved, they're going to have to tell me how they wish to help repair. It is going to be a control engineering to work on the repairs. Unless you want to do it with haste, then it's going to be fitness engineering. But you're only going to get, this is going to be kind of like intervals, so you're going to get one repair done work currently, and then we're going to shift to another part.
Okay. Sure. I guess anybody want to play the do the supporting person, the engineer?
I can pull it up if you want.
I mean, yeah. All right. So, question. Can I use a focus, and would you like to pick one?
You tell me which focus you would like to use, and I will tell you if it's applicable or not.
I have warp drive systems, I have computers, I have EPS systems, I have transporter systems, and I have deflector systems.
I will allow 2 rolls using the focus for your warp core system to help repair the engines. Other than that, I don't think the others are going to apply.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Trying to remember what Miracle Worker does. Because it has something to do with extended tasks.
Is that core rulebook or I try to remember? Or
I-
is that
That's
I
operations.
think it's
book.
operations, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the one thing I never thought I'd ever do, and I'm going to give you threat for an extra dice. So that I can use cautious engineering.
That wouldn't apply. It'd be bold engineering if you had it.
No, I used to use the momentum that I
No,
purchased via threat and then
no,
use it for the
doesn't work
third
that way.
dice.
That would be bold.
No.
Doesn't? Oh
No.
well, frack it. Oh well.
Yeah, that's bold.
So you
Yeah.
give me a threat for the extra dice still, or not?
No, there's no point.
You remember, it's a difficulty 5. Starting
Yeah,
out.
I know. I know. If I can't re-roll it, it's not worth the point.
So the way Miracle Worker works is whenever you use engineering on an extended task, if you achieve a breakthrough and roll at least 1 effect on the challenge dice, you achieve a second breakthrough.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
So you could technically knock out a lot of the repairs real quick.
Ah, frack it. Fine. May not be worth it, but what the hell. Alright, well, let's do this. Yep, that didn't work.
Well, you need.
Go ahead.
I
need one more roll.
You need. It's difficulty 5.
Yep, so that didn't work. Yep.
So yeah, you move nowhere on this
Yep.
first part of the task. So Lieutenant Commander Shran, where are you currently at?
I probably am either investigating the 2 small ships or on the bridge, one of the 2.
So you're on the bridge? Is that what I'm hearing?
Either that or I'm in the cargo bay investigating the 2 small ships, unless those are on the station. I don't.
They're not. They're floating in space currently.
Okay, yeah, then I'm on the bridge.
Okay. So how would you like to go about investigating these craft?
I think the first thing that I would like to do is get basically a in-depth scan of them, kind of. Maybe beam aboard some of them for the science team to analyze.
Well, currently on your scopes it's just a bunch of debris floating out there.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just big chunks of floating metal. So if you're gonna do a general scan on it, that's gonna be a reason science. So I don't know if your character
Ooh.
would be appropriate to handle that, unless you want to use a supporting character.
Let me look at roles. No, my character would not be doing reason science. Yeah, I probably would have the sorry, backup science officer take a look at it.
Okay. Now keep in mind, you guys are now at using total crew support of 2 on the ship.
Yeah, I think we have a total of 4. I
Yep.
think. Okay. Yeah, you do. All right. Here's that science officer's role.
I was about to tell you the difficulty.
Oh.
Yeah, the difficulty is actually going to be. I'll let you re-roll this. So, but difficulty is going to be 4.
Whoa. Wow, and this is a supporting character, so
Yeah, too bad we don't have a slightly cranky Andorian to scan for us.
hey, yeah. I'm gonna have to give you 3 threat.
Okay.
Computer.
Do they have like center operations for focus?
Oh yeah, yeah they do.
Okay.
There it is. That's 5
Crushed it.
successes.
You guys gain a momentum off that.
Yep.
I forgot to write this stuff down, but I'm gonna tell you, it is a metal alloy you can't really identify. It's just never seen it on the periodic table at all. The energy signatures is pretty much what you kind of generally already know in a way. It's like leftover residue of tetrion or epsilon particles, essentially.
Mhm.
You do know that whatever material alloy that they have is extremely robust and hard, to where, like you've experienced in combat, it's a lot of stuff that you kind of know, but it's really difficult for in terms of like normal photons or photon torpedoes to punch through, as well as its phasers have to go into a little bit overdrive to punch through the actual metal alloy.
Okay.
Now you have 1 momentum. You can spend it on asking more questions about it, or you can leave it as is.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is with the science officer, I think I'm going to spend the momentum to try and find any of the weapons systems in space right now, so I as a security officer, can lock on and beam it aboard. If that's all right.
So you're wanting to find like. So you want the how you want to understand how their weapons work, or like you're trying to find like like functional computer, remaining computer
Uh,
system that's.
No,
I
I'm
think he
trying to
wants
figure.
to find an actual beam cannon that he's going to have more take apart later, I think.
Basically,
He's looking for a
I'm gonna tell you right
intact
now, there is none for that.
Okay. All right.
So I'm not gonna let you spend the momentum on that because I'm gonna tell you now that you're not gonna find parts that are whole from the ship.
Okay. In that case, I want to lock on to some of the debris and beam it into the cargo bay for the engineer to look at later to see if I can get more information from it.
Okay.
Well, looks like I'm missing my catnap later.
All right. Is there anything else you want to learn about the debris, or is that just it?
That's pretty much it. That's all I can really get from a general scan.
Okay. All right. With that, I'm trying to make sure this scene lasts long enough for you guys. So, currently, since there's no one at comms, K Station is hailing the Azure. So, if anyone wants to kind of answer that hail, I'll leave that open.
Being on the bridge, I would probably notice that as well
Yeah.
and
Okay.
answer it, since technically I'd be in charge of the bridge right now.
This is K10. This is Minister Demont. I need to speak to someone aboard the Azure.
This is Lieutenant Commander Sean aboard the Azure.
Lieutenant Commander, I don't know if you know, but I mean, we got hit. We're thankful that you helped us out. We got hit really hard. We could definitely use some aid on the station, and if you could send one of those amazing medical doctors on the ship on the station to help out with the injured here, I mean, I would really greatly appreciate that.
I'll see what we can do. Unfortunately, most of our staff is also busy with repairs. But I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, just let us know. We need all the help we can get down here.
Will do. Azure out.
Okay. And I guess with that, is there anything anybody wants to do before we do a scene change?
I'm good for now.
I mean, should we send an NPC doctor or nurse over?
We could send the nurse. I could get the warp drive online. We could pick you up, bring you back. In the meantime, we could have a nurse setting up triage. But I gotta get the warp drive back online first.
I guess we should beam over a nurse.
Okay.
You're gonna beam over a nurse.
Yeah.
Who's gonna play the nurse?
I'll play the nurse.
And the captain's coming to tell us What all illogical fools we have been.
Yes. Yeah. I will have to catch him up real quick when he gets in here. All right. So you're gonna use a crew support to have another supporting character to work on helping K10 with their medical issues currently.
Sure.
All right. I'll just use the sick bay for this. So, as the nurse beamed over to K10, it's pretty much a wreck. They appear kind of in the general, I'm not gonna say operation, but sort of like a promenade area. And there's just debris. People are carrying wounded here and there and all over the place. Obviously the medical staff on K10 it's working overtime currently. Ah, and one of the doctors comes up and was like, you must be from the Federation or from the Starfleet vessel. We thank you for coming. My name is Dr. Prim. I was hoping there'd be more of you. Are you the only one?
Nice to meet you. I'm Nurse LeVoir. We do have a doctor on board, but he's not on board the ship right now. He's away on another mission. I'm sorry, but I'm the best you've got.
Well, I guess that will have to do. Please help me out. And for this is going to be another extended task, difficulty 2, magnitude 4. And I'll allow 2 rolls on this to knock it down before, or well, 2 attempts at it currently. But you'll have total 4 tries on this. So this is a limited task.
So what's the roll?
It's gonna be control or daring medicine, and your difficulty is gonna be 2 to start.
Okay, and would you count surgery or medical procedures?
I will accept medical procedures because you're not just remember this is like a big group thing, so you're not only doing you're more of like an assisting type capacity.
And how much momentum do we have? 1.
1.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Okay.
Gain 1 momentum. Roll me 6 challenge dice. So the resistance is 1. That is 4 work on the actual work track, but that is not enough for a breakthrough.
If I buy 1, that would be enough. If I buy piercing, that would be enough for a breakthrough.
Work or piercing, it wouldn't really matter.
And that knocks the magnitude or the difficulty down.
It'll knock the difficulty down by 1, and you also get a breakthrough, which magnitude equals the number of breakthroughs you need, essentially.
Yeah, so I'm gonna buy piercing.
Okay. And that'll give you 1 breakthrough, and that's going to lower your difficulty down to 1. Alright, roll me 6 challenge dice again. That is another 4, counting the resistance.
Yeah, I'll spend that momentum to buy piercing.
Yeah. Actually, you could spend the momentum to reroll because you only had 4 challenge dice. You can actually reroll 2 challenge dice, and you might be able to get more that way.
Yeah, I'll do that.
There you go. So yeah, that's just enough. That's 2 breakthroughs. Difficulty is now at 0. And you're halfway through the task. And with that, we're going to yeah, we're gonna hold off on completing that right now. Sorry. Why? So back on the bridge. At this point, we're going to cut to scene 2, which you guys are out of momentum anyway. And the communication officer. So, Captain, you're now currently here, right? I didn't hear you.
Check if you're muted on your mic or something.
Okay, while you're trying to fix it real quick, I'm gonna get you caught up on speed here, since you missed the last 2 episodes. So at the end of the first mission on the second part, they decided to stay behind and undo instead of. Well, the away team managed to get out. They escaped their captives, and in doing so, they beamed back to the ship. The alien vessels warped out, but they decided to stay behind and try to pick up or remove the alien technology to prevent cultural contamination. The last episode, or the last session, I called Contamination. I don't know if you watched the streams or not. Essentially, is the inhabitants moved into the air rather quickly before you guys had time to react. They took the technology, and in doing so, one of the alien generators cracked a leak on it, started emitting deadly radiation, which they had to fix. The crew made their presence known to the Zaldans in order to not only help them, but also stop the generator from killing everyone on the planet's surface. During that time, K-10, a nearby station, fell under attack by the alien vessels. The chief engineer and chief of security managed to repair the generator, beam back to the ship, and the Azure warped to K-10 and to defend the station from 2 of the alien craft. And currently, this is where you're at now, is after you defeated both alien vessels with the help of the Korga, which is now under the command of Captain Krana, who is the Klingon woman that traveled with you to Dulum, the Dulum system.
Check.
There he is.
There we
The Azure took on currently has 5 breaches, 2 to the engines, 1 to sensors, and 2 to structure, if I remember correctly. And K-10 has suffered its own severe injuries, and right now you're just kind of dealing with the aftermath.
Yeah, we're not in a good place, Captain.
Did we tell him that he doesn't have access to the CMO or the XO?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The CMO and the XO are still currently on Doom 3.
They stayed behind to inoculate the peoples from the radiations.
It was only like 15,000 people.
Only.
I get sick for 2 weeks.
Yep, and all hell breaks loose.
So, in case you're wondering, the title of this episode is Prelude to War. And currently, where we're at right now is you're sitting on the bridge, and there is an incoming hail from Starfleet.
All right, on screen.
And the communications officer comes like, Captain, they wish to speak to you in private.
Very well. In my quarters. And then I look to the senior officer on the bridge is the communication.
No, Shran.
Sean?
Your chief of security.
Sean, you have the
Yeah.
bridge?
Aye, sir.
And I'll head off to my quarters.
I swear I actually have one for that, but I might not have uploaded it. I guess I didn't upload it. We'll just use the conference room, I guess, for that. So on your viewer, an image of Admiral Marcus appears. Ah, Captain, I've been getting your field reports. It's very disturbing. I'm very disturbed of what's going on in that region of space. How's your vessel holding up?
The vessel has suffered some measure of damage, which we will need repairs for. But we are still operational at this time.
And what of K10?
K10 has suffered damages, exact details unknown at this time.
I see. Well, I'm informing you to let you know that I've ordered the USS Atlantis and the USS Saratoga to that region of space to aid you in what has been transpiring. Seems with the attack on K10, it seems the attacks are increasing in magnitude. Unfortunately, you're going to have to hold out for about a week or more until both vessels can arrive. The Klingons currently are not very forthcoming in allowing us to travel through, taking a shortcut through their space. They're going to have to go a roundabout way. Until then, your orders are to continue investigation of these disturbances. I want you to gather as much detail as you can about these aliens, and we need to get about or find a way to stop this either diplomatically or through brute force, if need be.
Admiral, when the new ships arrive, who has operational authority? Do I defer my mission to them, or am I still in command of my mission?
You're still in command of your mission for now. However, if certain situations arise, we'll discuss that in the future.
Very well, Admiral. Orders understood.
Admiral Marcus out.
I'll take a nice seat and have a nice breather for a second, because, yeah, that wasn't great news.
Yeah. Admiral Marcus is not really too happy with the situation. So I'm going to jump to the system map, give you guys an idea of where you're at. So currently the Azure is stationed at K10. You might have to zoom out a little bit. Focus a little bit more over here so you can see. But I have marked on current locations where you have engaged the enemy or the enemy or alien hostiles. And I will continue every time you do have a battle engagement or one of the other ships that are deployed to the area, will be marked on the map as well. So that way it gives you guys an idea, sort of like pinhole dots on where all these tags in, so you have a greater understanding of what might be going on in this region of space.
Now we just need a bunch of little string and we can start conspiracy theories.
There we go.
So where's our reinforcements coming from again? I'm trying to remember.
Map's kind of large, so
You
yeah,
said
someone.
you said string. I have it zoomed out, so I apologize if it's huge and that it's not straight. But
So they're currently coming from Federation space around Starbase 234. So they gotta have to go.
All the way around instead of straight through.
Yeah, all the way over to you guys. So they're pretty much
Yeah.
gonna be hugging kind of like the neutral zone area, which I kind of drew in.
Oh, okay. So I see. Okay, so it's not quite as I was going to say. If they're going the long way around, like going down and away, I was like, wow, they're making good time.
Well, they kind of are because it's 3-dimensional. So,
True. Yeah.
but they have to kind of avoid all that area of space and avoid Klingon and Romulan ships to get to you guys. The area of space you're in is actually Federation space. There's just kind of a sliver. This is new territory. There is a member world nearby, about 15, no, 20, but closer to 18 to 20 light years, and that is say Trillia, because I'm saying that right.
Torelli or something like that. Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. It was in next gen. So, but they are currently a member world at this time. At least I believe they are. So we'll leave it at that. And with that, we're gonna cut to engineering with the doctor on trying to fix the ship, which he's had very poor luck with so far.
yeah, we're gonna try and fix that this time. We have no.
There are no momentum.
I'm gonna use a determination since I have one more with a focus. So I'm gonna use a determination. Measure twice, cut once. For the natural one.
Okay.
Then I will give you 2 threat for a third dice.
That'd be 3 threat.
3, yeah.
So
Sure.
wait. You're giving me. Are you rolling 3 dice or 4 dice?
I'm rolling 3 dice.
Okay, and then it's just 2 threat.
Yeah. And then. Okay. Oh, come on. All that dramaticness and it doesn't even roll? Really? Are you fucking kidding me?
This is not your night at all.
Night? No, it's not. Not at all. That's 3.
Do you have? What are your talents that you have? That's
I know
4.
my ship, cautious engineering, miracle worker, and my claws.
I'm trying to remember what I know my ship does.
Doesn't he also have the engineering deal, which lowers the engineering advantage since he's chief of engineering, which lowers the difficulty?
I mean, I didn't know if that's an automatic thing, but yeah.
It should give you an advantage of engineering team or something like that.
Yeah, as long as you're aboard ship, you would have that.
Yeah, he's aboard the ship. I'm trying to remember exactly how it's going to pertain to an extended task, though.
It would just bring the difficulty down by 1. That's the best it would do, really.
Meaning I would make it instead of not making it by 1. I would make it just barely.
Okay, so essentially the advantages, though, you pick what the advantages you're going to have. So you're going to have to explain to me what your engineering teams are going to be doing at this time. to give you
Okay.
the advantage to reduce the difficulty by 1.
Okay. I have one monitoring the outputs of the warp drive. I have another one on a console currently fixing the mixes while I am doing the mechanical labor part.
Okay. I'll allow it. So roll me 7 challenge dice, and the resistance is 2. That is 5. So that's only 3 on the work track currently. That is not
And
enough
I got
for a breakthrough.
no way to bring it down. Yeah.
I'm going to see real quick if there's not something else you can do.
I don't think
Just wonder
there
if
is.
you
I've
can.
already spent my determination. We don't have any momentum. So,
Yeah,
unless
it's
you're
only
willing to
momentum
let me
spend.
give you threat.
I mean, I would normally, but we're gonna go by the rules for this. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
problem is though you're dealing with like call breaches and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. Alright. Well, everybody just remember this when they're spending momentum.
Okay.
And that's all the engineer has to say for now.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you do one more task on this.
Oh, okay, sure.
One more attempt.
Okay, well, I don't have any more determination, so I'm gonna give you one more threat for a third dice.
Why don't you just give me more threats so you can roll a whole bunch of dice to make sure you meet the difficulty?
Yeah, give him 5 dice, or give him 5 threat, roll 5 dice, or 6 threat, roll 5 dice.
Ah, frack it, why not? Yeah, we'll do that. Come on. Don't be a douche computer.
The assist. So that's 6 successes, or you get 2 momentum from that. Roll me 7 challenge dice. I'm gonna tell you right now. So you're currently at 5. So that's 3 successes currently. You should probably spend the
Piercing.
momentum.
Piercing. Well, I could add more work.
Well, no. Piercing would be probably the better because that's gonna eliminate 2 resistance for you, and that's just enough for a breakthrough. Or you can spend it to roll 3 more, re-roll the 3 challenge dice.
Yeah, let's not take that chance. Yeah, I'm gonna do piercing. Yep.
All right.
So I get 2.
So that is 1 breakthrough.
I rolled
currently.
effects, so that's actually 2.
So you were working on the engines, right?
First, yes.
Okay. Did you not mark your focus for yes? For warp core systems?
No, I didn't.
So I'm looking at you
I
actually
didn't because you said I had two rolls for that, and I used them, so I turned it off for the next one.
well, that would have been for the first 2 repairs of the ship, because you're focused on engines first.
Okay.
I'll allow the focus, so that actually gives you guys 2 more momentum. So you should be at 3.
4?
2.
3?
3?
Okay.
Cool.
Because you spend a momentum for piercing.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. And let's go back to K10. And so the nurse, what shall they do? Or what are they going? Are they going to continue working on it, or do you want me to switch over to someone else?
Yeah, we'll continue working.
Okay. I'm gonna only allow one attempt on this for this scene. And difficulty is 0, so that's 3 momentum. Roll me 6 challenge dice.
Now I'll re-roll 3 of those.
Okay. It's 5 successes there. Minus the resistance, so that's 4. Currently on the work track.
Oh. How much do I have on the work track left?
You have 6 currently on the work track, but you only have 2 breakthroughs currently.
I'll spend one of those momentum to buy a piercing.
Okay, so that's going to put you at 5. That's going to move the difficulty to 3, or well, breakthroughs for 3. Difficulty is at 0. And I'm looking up, I'm trying to remember what rugged design does. Trying to remember. Yeah, that's reduced it by 1. Yep.
So,
Okay.
so I'm at 5 work and 1 magnitude.
You need 1 more breakthrough or 5 work left to finish on it. And with that, we're gonna cut back to the surface of Doom 3. While the two of you are while the Doctor and the XO are currently waiting for Commander Della to talk to her people, you notice that one of the security officers comes flying through the door and into her office. Commander, we've spotted one of the aliens. They're currently in the forest. We're in pursuit.
Commander?
Take us to him. Doctor, would you like to stay and wait for the leader to come back?
I think if we've seen their handiwork, you'll probably need me, Commander.
I want to turn to the guy that just ran in and tell him
He's
that
not dressing. He's dressing Commander Della, not you.
Oh, I thought you said we were waiting for her.
No. You're currently waiting, but you're outside the office and you overhear this. My apologies.
Okay, that's fine. Then my character's not going to do anything. She's just kind of going to listen.
Then I'm gonna say, should we help them, Commander?
We could, but we're supposed to be waiting for them to get back, waiting for her to get back to us regarding their leadership.
They have projectile weapons, sir. This is no fair fight.
Well, they have numbers. Besides that, she will most likely want our help anyway. So all we have to do is wait.
I don't think we can stand by and let these aliens use a human wave to defeat someone with advanced technology.
So my character is standing, and basically I'm just gonna because he just passed us, right? Like he walked in passing us.
Yeah. The door's
Okay,
like
so I'm
wide
just
open, so you're hearing everything.
yeah. So I'm just basically standing there watching her, and when she does finally come out, I'm gonna basically ask her if she wants us to help.
Okay.
The
You hear
doctor's
a bark.
not gonna. The doctor's not gonna wait that long. If the exo doesn't move, the doctor's gonna go in and offer to help.
So, it's a brief kind of conversation between her and her subordinate. She comes charging out, and she's out. She pretty much, she barks. I was like, "Wait for me, get the vehicles ready," type thing, and then she comes out of her office.
I
I feel like
overheard you
role
have a
play.
problem. What was that?
Nothing. Yeah. Apparently, one of my men have spotted a non-member of my world, an alien, I guess you would call, in the forest near the site.
I assume you would like myself and the doctor to come along.
You're gonna have to roll me a command presence check because she's not sure if she really wants to continue involving you any further. So you're gonna have to try and convince her of that. Difficulty is gonna be 2. I would allow assistance from the doctor if he can explain it in a roleplay reason, as if he wants to jump in or not, or you want to leave it at
Yeah.
that with the one.
I would like to jump in and help with the command medicine role because I have medical knowledge that's beyond anything they understand, and they could be going up against weapons that they don't have the knowledge to heal wounds from.
Okay, well, roleplay that out. As in, kind of.
Yeah, but I'm
roleplay.
like, can you like? So, can we start at the part where Flavian's gonna try to convince him? Because if else, it's kind of hard for me to
Right.
think of what I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
go ahead. I'll let. Okay, so Kirthan, tell me what you're gonna tell her, Commander Della, to convince her to allow you guys to go along.
Basically want to tell her that if he has any of his weapons or technology that is clearly more superior to hers and the Zaldan colonists, that it would be beneficial to everyone if we went along with our more advanced technology and weapons than they have. And then I want to turn to the doctor and basically kind of give him that look, like explain the medical aspects of it to her, and then just let him take it from there.
I think what the EXO is referring to, Commander, they may have many different types of weapons. We've seen disruptor weapons that can completely dissolve a person before your eyes. They can do very nasty things, even on their lower settings. We've seen plasma rifles punch holes through people. And those are their more advanced weapons. They still use bladed weapons too. I'm not entirely sure that your doctors have ever seen what a disruptor can do to a person. I've had a lot of experience fixing people with these wounds.
Well, roll me an assist using your medicine and presence. Yes.
Where did my sheet? Oh, I don't have my sheet up. I have the other one. Let me.
Very well. The two of you are with me. And I'm assuming you guys are going to follow her to pretty much her essentially rover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab all my gear except for the radiation suit. I don't think I need that.
Okay. So the two of you, along with Commander Della and like one of her random subordinates, essentially drive out of the colony and into the forest. Sort of back up the mountain where you guys came from, but you're kind of going more off towards the side of it, almost away, kind of like parallel to where the cave entrance was at.
I'm gonna.
You come up to an area. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I better let you finish.
You come up to a. It's not really a clearing, but it's not as thick driving through it. And there's already a group of Zaldans. Currently, already like there's another rover. There's a group of them already out there. And as the rover comes to stop. Sorry, Commander Della gets out along with her subordinate.
Commander, if I may, I can scan to see if we can find their life signs before we move out.
Of course, go ahead.
He's gonna pop. I was talking to her, but yes, you too. And I'll pop with if they give me any kind of nod, I'll pop out the tricorder and start scanning for any non-human or Zeldan humanoids. I mean, non Andorian or Zeldan humanoids.
Okay. It's difficulty 1. Roll me a. This is actually going to be more reason science check than an actual medicine check.
That's cool. I got a decent reason medicine.
You gain 1 momentum. You are picking up a non-Zaldan life form. Kind of looks like they're on the move away from the colony and down the mountain.
I point in that general direction and say, I've got one unidentified humanoid, and I give the distance headed, and I give the direction they're heading.
Okay. The distance is not too far. It's probably it's less than a quarter of a mile, essentially. But he's the individual is making kind of decent time. And I'm assuming Commander Della it goes or move out type motion. She's like, and she kind of tells like, unfortunately, we're gonna have to go by foot from here. The brush gets a little bit thicker. The more we travel down, so the rovers will not be able to pass through.
Since I have the tricorder, I'm gonna jump in front and start walking.
Okay. I'm gonna have you guys make some fitness. Because you're kind of chasing after this person, and I'm gonna make sure because
Fitness security.
Yeah, fitness security seems like the only thing that
yeah,
could do that.
it's gonna be a fitness security. It's just sort of like kind of they keep up your pace and try not to like wear down. Difficulty is gonna be 1.
Can I use survival?
Sure. Both of you, by the way. All right. Both of you do manage to keep up. You actually kind of pick up a little bit of a pace. It seems like the individual is growing tired and has slowed their pace, at least, or they think they're not being pursued at this time. As you kind of approach the life sign signal, um, there's it's kind of thick brush area, but you're almost on top of it.
Before we go any further, does it look at all to me like a Federation species or a known species that I've encountered before?
You would have to spend a momentum for me to answer that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. The life sign you're picking up is a Federation species. It is actually human.
Commander, it's one of ours.
I turn and look at him, sort of surprised.
They're human.
GM, can we see, or is it too much underbrush?
It's very. I mean, you're gonna have to do some search checks, or kind of call out.
Okay, so what I want to do is basically a combination of those two things. I want to kind of fan out and like a few meters apart, and then like search the area. And when the moment I see the person, get close enough to see the person through the underbrush, if it's someone I recognize or if it's someone who is in a Starfleet uniform or anything like that, I want to call out to them. If it's not, I don't. So what would the roles be for that?
So it's going to be inside security to kind of search around the brush. Both of you can make this check individually to look for the individual. Even though the life sign's human, I mean, you don't really know who it could be.
Right, because as far as I'm concerned, we didn't beam down a human.
Right.
That should be max momentum, I think. Or is it 5?
I don't know what the difficulty was.
Yeah, I didn't say what the difficulty was. Hold on, I'm looking up something real quick. You don't currently see the individual.
Okay, we keep looking, and I want to keep checking back with the doctor and his tricorder to make sure we're on the right track.
How far away am I now?
He's literally kind of like you're practically standing near them, and Doctor, roll me a daring security as the individual pops out, and tries to essentially grapple you.
Hand to hand?
Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So he's attempting to grapple you. You get the upper hand of him. You tell me what you want to do, because you have a couple options you can do. You can either punch the individual because they're kind of being somewhat aggressive,
I want.
or you can attempt to restrain them and by doing a counter grapple,
I
essentially.
guess what I want to do is a grapple. I want to grab them by the clothing and just like throw them down the ground and get on top of them.
Okay. Trying to remember what grapple rules are. Okay, yeah, you succeed. There's no damage when you do this roll, so, but yeah, you do have the individual kind of grappled, so you're gonna pin him essentially to the ground, or
Yeah.
okay. So in a brilliant move, as the unidentified human jumps from the top of the trees to land on top of you and try to grapple you and wrestle you down, you instinctively move and kind of push him down on the ground, and he's face down in the dirt while you have his like arm pin and your foot. Don't worry, we got stuff, man.
What is his rank insignia?
He's not in a Starfleet uniform. I tell you, you can definitely discern that this person is definitely of a human male, but he's not currently in a Starfleet uniform.
Who are you? Please identify yourself or something.
Who are you? Let me go. I don't want to be here anymore.
I'm Lieutenant Commander Thylev Shran of the USS Azure.
Okay, you're gonna need to roll me a command presence if you want to attempt to calm him down. Difficulty is gonna be 2.
Okay, I'm gonna buy momentum. Do we know how much we've had from all these rolls?
You have 4. No, it was a post check, and I beat you the post check.
Okay.
So yeah, there's no momentum on those.
Yeah, I'm still gonna buy 1. Probably should buy more, but I don't want to screw over the engineer.
Yeah, that would be so splendid. Thank you.
All right. It's actually pretty good rolling for a total of 9 for presence command. So yeah, he's like kind of like, I'm Captain Harper of the USS Fortunate.
You weren't. Okay, nobody got the joke.
Yeah. It is a pun, but yeah, I got it. I mean, I wrote it as a pun for that portion.
Do you have any kind of identification, sir?
It's I as you can see, I'm not from this planet. I just want to go home.
Okay, sir. We have a ship coming in. I'm going to restrain you because we're not entirely on the best of terms with the locals. So, and I can't verify your status within Starfleet. But
I'm not I'm not from Starfleet.
he said he was a captain of the Fortunate, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh, he didn't
It's a
say
freighter.
USS Fortunate.
Yeah, you didn't say
Probably a
USS
freighter.
Fortunate.
Okay. Oh, my bad. You're on a freighter.
Did Starfleet come here to? I mean, do
I
you
can't
know what happened to
divulge
my ship?
I can't divulge why Starfleet's here, but no, I don't know what happened to your ship, but we will be leaving planet soon, and you can leave with us.
At that moment, Commander Della comes up to the two. He's like, "Do you know this individual?"
He's one of our member species, and he claims to be a captain of a freighter. I'm guessing the aliens trapped him, but with the permission of our XO, we'd like to take him into custody until his identity can be verified, since he is one of our member species.
Azure
So,
wants to turn to the leader and just ask her, is there a private place the three of us could talk without anyone of your species around?
it would be back. I can give you some privacy back at the colony, if you show desire.
That would be great. Thank you very much.
Now, my question is, Doctor, you still have him pinned to the ground?
Yeah, I'm gonna put restraints on his hands and search him for any kind of technology or weapons.
Okay, so roll me insight security. Difficulty is 0. Okay, gain 1 momentum. You don't find any weapons on him. You don't really find much of anything on him. He's just kind of wearing the clothes that he was wearing for probably days, if not a week or so. Essentially, it's just kind of like, it's not like a flight suit or anything like that, but he's kind of got like a leather jacket and some tethered like clothes and jeans of sort type thing.
The doctor does look visibly like there's an offensive odor.
There is probably an offensive odor coming from the gentleman. And he does look kind of beat up when you pick him up and stuff.
It's one thing I can't get used to about the humans commanders, the smell.
She just looks at you and then heads back towards the rover.
I'm gonna walk him back towards the rover and put him in. He doesn't have any wounds or anything as a doctor. I don't notice any like.
He's got bruises. There's actually some cuts and scrapes on him and stuff like that. Nothing that looks
Okay.
like threatening, but we
Yeah,
got some injuries on him.
I'll tend to some stuff in the rover on the way back.
Okay. With that, we're going. So you guys get him back, or you take him to the rover. You guys start driving back to the colony. We're going to switch back to the Azure. Back on the bridge, I'm assuming, Captain, you have taken your seat back on the bridge at this point.
Yeah. And unless anything's pending, I call for a status update for the ship.
That'd
Well,
be.
you hear from the engineer. Well, we've got breaches on decks 7 and 8. The dilithium mix is off, and the shielding around the dilithium crystal is fluctuating. So we're all right.
Estimated time of repair. Are we still battle ready?
I wouldn't suggest going to warp. Impulse might be all right, but until I get it worked on, you might be pushing it. I also have to fix the shield emitter as well. Or was it sensors?
Sensors, yeah.
Trying to remember. Yeah, I have to.
The reason why you guys probably don't want to go to warp at this time is because, one, you get 2 breaches on your, you get one of them taken off. You had 1 breach on you have 2 breaches on your engines, 1 to sensors and 2 to your structure integrity. So it's not a good idea to go to FTL at this point in time.
Yeah.
Ship could fall apart.
So I have to fix the sensors, breaches on decks 7 and 8, and just a whole mess of problems with the warp core.
Well, and well, Lieutenant, I'm going to need you to work as fast as is possible, and even a bit further than that. And once I'm clear with the bridge up here, I'm coming down to chief, engineering and helping organize things. We need to be ready for a fight sooner than later.
All right. While I have you, any status on the station?
We'll be checking on that now. I'll be down in a bit. I'll tell you what I know when I know it.
Thank you, Captain.
At this
Lieutenant
point,
Moore out. Or, go ahead. Sorry.
oh no, it's okay. I was just calling out to the GM that I'm using my commanding officer role to throw a determination at the engineer. And the role play was me telling him I need you to hurry this up. I need you to go a little quicker. So like,
Okay, that's fine. I'll allow it.
Thank you.
Do you have veteran?
All right.
Sadly, no.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So
That would poof.
I want to make sure you get the roll for veteran because we all forget it at times.
Yeah.
Anything else? Now, like I know where you're gone. But K session or K10 has asked for help forward, in terms for helping with repairs or even with like the injured they have, which they decided to beam over a nurse to help out with that. So
Because our doctor's on another planet.
yeah.
Lieutenant Commander, I looked at Shran. To Shran?
Yes, Captain.
I'm going to want you to. Our current orders right now are to. We're expecting some help within a week. There's going to be 2 Starfleet vessels heading our way. But in the meantime, we're to hold the flag of the Federation up and maintain the banner, as it were. So, and continue our investigations in the meanwhile through diplomatic or aggressive means as required. As for K10, as for the station, I'm gonna try to. I want you to head up as much resources as you can to get them back up and running. The sooner they're at full capacity, the more we can depend on them for operational support. So I'll let you handle that. I'm gonna go down to engineering and try to speed along our repairs. We can't stay like this for very long. For the only ship out here.
Understood, sir.
Any suggestions, comments?
Well, with the station not having much weaponry, we probably, or any weaponry for that fact, we probably should get up and running as quickly as possible. They probably have a bunch of breaches on structure, but
All right,
that's me as a player saying that, not knowing how to put it in as a character.
They got a lot of holes in the station, Captain.
In that case, Lieutenant Commander, we will contain our relief efforts medical only. We're going to hang on to all our engineers, and they're just going to have to deal with what help we can for now. We have to give what medical we aid. Beyond that, if we can get any extra supplies from them, any extra repair supplies, anything they can spare, I want that on the ship to help us along.
Will do, sir.
Once again, you have the bridge.
Aye, sir.
And you're going to engineering?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go back to kind of the injuries on K10 and finish this up. So it's currently at a difficulty 0 and needs 1 breakthrough left. So Doctor, who's currently playing the nurse, there we go. It's 2 momentum for you. I guess that should put you at max.
Is that over max or at max?
That's at max because you guys are at 4. Roll me 6 challenge dice. Damn, nice roll.
This nurse is a keeper.
Let's see, that's 8. That's get you at 7. That will actually complete this challenge, this extended task. That is now 4 brick. Whoops, wrong number. So the nurse has successfully helped with all the injured. Majority of people on the station have been treated or helped or are currently in recovery. There are still, like they're still dealing with the current issue of breaches and whatnot on the station. There's a lot of debris, a lot of cleanup going on, yada yada. It kind of looks like I guess say the start of DS9 in the Promenade. I guess is kind of the accurate description of what I could say K10 looks like at the moment. Like the very first episode of it. And with that complete, we're gonna head. She's the Nurse Chapel. Back to engineering, which currently you only have 1 breakthrough.
I have 2 actually. Miracle Worker, and I rolled effects. When I had that breakthrough, it became 2.
Ah, yes, it did.
Yep.
So difficulty is actually gonna be at 3 because for rugged design, and I guess you're gonna have to tell me though to get that extra, to lower the difficulty 1 more. You're gonna tell me how you want to continue the repairs with the engineering team. How you want to spend that advantage.
Alright, okay, so at this point the warp core is starting to come online. I'm dealing with the force field around the warp core itself. I have somebody monitoring the EPS conduits, and the other one is looking at the antimatter output, giving me constant notifications.
Okay.
So, God, thank God for being a Star Trek nerd. All right.
So the captain did give you an order to work more hastily, so it's actually going to be a fitness engineering check is what I'm gonna have to have, or you're gonna have to make for me.
That's fine. Let's see. And it's what, difficulty 2?
Difficulty is, yeah, gonna be 2.
Okay, I'm going to spend a momentum.
And
for
I'm
an
going
extra
to
dice.
spend threat, since I have a shit ton of it, to up the complication range to 2.
Okay. Alright. I'm still using my warp drive system focus. And
So let's say your extra breakthrough was the...
What's up?
Cautious engineering is you're spending a momentum, right, for an extra dice?
Yes.
Okay. So cautious engineering is like if you want to re-roll a single dice, you can.
Yeah, I know. I'm just listing off things that I have going for me in my head, and I do it out loud. Sorry. Am I using my warp drive focus or
no?
Okay, so no focus anymore. Okay, cool. All right, here we go.
Would the engineer assisting have a focus in EPS power supply?
No.
No.
Because there's a sensors and structure now.
Okay, so not even power regulation?
No.
Okay.
Metallurgy.
Doesn't have that, sorry.
Yeah.
You do gain your momentum back. Roll me 7 challenge dice.
I'm gonna use
4,
the
6, 8. 8 successes. So that's 6 minus the resistance currently.
Okay, so that's another breakthrough.
Yeah,
Another
and-
two.
Another
I
2
believe.
breakthroughs. So I'm at 4 breakthroughs. Okay. Cool.
Okay. And that drops the difficulty down technically to 3, but with the rugged design. And with that, we're going to go to scene 3, so you guys go down in momentum.
Does an improvisational focus work in any of this? I have improvisational as
No.
a focus. Okay.
No, because you're
I'm gonna
literally
try.
doing repairs on the ship.
Okay, fair enough.
Oops. Did not want to bring to that one. There we go. All right. Yeah. Back on the planet, you guys currently Della escorts you to kind of like a private room with the two of you plus Captain Harper.
Okay, as soon as the leader of the colonists leave, and I just want to look him over and then look at the doctor and ask, is he going to be okay?
I'm gonna look at the dude and say, "Are you gonna die?"
I
He's
I
half
hope
joking.
not. I was like,
He starts
kinda-
laughing and
from what you can tell, he's kind of like out of it. Like he's just from like you can tell he's like exhausted.
the doctor's gonna kind of laugh and look at the commander and say, "No, he'll be fine."
Captain Harper, you said?
Yeah. Who are you?
I'm Lieutenant Commander Azure Keithran. I am first officer on the USS Azure. Can you tell me how long have you been on this planet?
I have no idea. I mean, to be honest, Lieutenant Commander, I was just routine cargo run with me and my crew, and I think we were attacked. I mean, after that, my memory is so hazy.
Azure kind of blinks and nods and says, interesting. Okay. Whereabouts was your mission located? Was it in this sector or were you taken from another sector?
You have to be more specific. I have no idea where I'm at, Lieutenant Commander. I apologize.
I don't know, out of character, I don't know what this sector is called. I don't know if it's the Zaldan sector or not, but basically I tell them what sector it is.
I was doing a supply run to Trelia from over with from K10.
I see. And you can't tell me the time at all between that mission and now. A couple days.
I honestly I can't answer that. I mean I don't even remember how I got here. I apologize. Like it's my mind is a blank. I just earlier this morning I woke up out in the middle of a forest, and the last thing I remember I was on the bridge of my vessel staring at some unknown craft.
Well,
It's like, oh, my headache. It's like, oh, my head.
So I'm just going to turn to the doctor and say, do you want to give him something for the pain or?
Yeah, let me look and see what I got. Just keep talking to him. And while I do that, I want to scan to make sure that his internal organs and his makeup matches a human 100%, because the doctor's just a little suspicious.
Okay. Roll me. Let's see. Let's make this insight medicine.
This couldn't at all have to do with any kind of player knowledge, could it?
Actually,
We're
no.
like
Let's make
right-
it reason medicine. Let's make it reason medicine. My bad.
We're right on the border of the Klingons and the Romulans, and there's Hirogen. Someone could do this. We already know the Romulans are really shifty. They could be planning somebody.
So yeah, your scans come back. He's complete 100% human, and you guys gain a momentum.
I'll hang on all the baseball questions.
But yeah, he's 100% human, through and through. Your scans do show that he is definitely dehydrated, malnourished. He's got a lot of like bruises and what looks like body parts that were broken and then healed. But that's pretty much it for what you get on the scan.
What room are
Okay.
we in again?
You're kind of like in a conference room. It's
So, like, is there a water fountain or something?
Yeah, I was about to. I was about to step out and ask for all that.
Okay, that-
As just so because I play a doctor and have been reading up on Starfleet medical kits, the doctor has one. He has an emergency canteen in his bag.
Yeah, but we're also in the middle of a civilized planet, so I can just, instead of rummaging through the med pack for canteen water, I can get him a hot meal and set him up
I mean,
on
yeah.
an IV. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk outside the door, and is there anyone around outside the door?
there is a guard.
Can you can you work talk to your commander and get me a bed and a hot meal and some water
For all
for
of you.
no, just for the patient.
I will go get my commander and have her make that decision for you. I'll be right back.
He just kind of gives some finger guns to the dude and walks back in.
Wow, really? Serve us, we're your new lords and masters.
It's the 60s. Just let it go.
Yeah. So, he kind of motions like from like guy that's walking the hallway to like take his place, and he goes off and gets the Commander Della. Him and her return. She goes, I'm told, and Commander Della comes like, I'm kind of enters the room, and like I'm told you're requiring some sort of provisions.
Yeah, just like a hot meal and a bed and do you know what an IV is? I guess do they
Yes.
do IVs in Star Trek for like dehydration?
The person here, this Captain Harper, does he require medical attention?
Nothing I can't handle. I
I
mean,
see.
if it was major, I would ask to be sent to be transported with him to a hospital. But seeing as I'm the only person on the planet that's ever seen a human before, I think I will just have to make do, Commander.
Well, I'll have to talk with the hospital and see if I can't. Do your people use? She's trying to like mentally think of like the equivalent of like modern day sailing is, because it could be different.
Oh,
So she's like, you have to get. I'll have to have one of the guards escort you back to the hospital and see if they can offer you some what you're asking for. I'm not sure. While we may look similar, your biological needs might be much different from ours.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the equipment. I can make any chemical formulas I need to, but we could go to a hospital. Commander, if you don't mind, I could take the human or the captain here to a hospital, and you could attend to the matters of weapons of mass destruction and all that good stuff.
Sounds good to me.
And he looks back at the commander, the Zeldan commander, that is.
And she just kind of motions to, or orders like one of the guards that's standing there, like escort them to the hospital and offer whatever he needs. They're being more than hospitable to you guys.
Shran gives a bow to the commander and says, "Thank you very much," as he's leaving.
Commander Dell looks towards you, Keith Rand, and goes, "So, are you planning on how long are you people plan on staying on my planet?"
As long as it takes to get all this technology off of it.
I can't say anything different than that. Whatever he says.
Well, you're gone. You're heading towards the hospital.
Oh, okay. I thought he
Captain
said he looked at us both. My bad.
Nah, yeah. She is kind of like inquiring, is like, so you're not planning on leaving anytime soon unless you get what you want.
Well, it's not really an option because if I don't find all of at least the smaller equipment that I can physically deal with, maybe not the bigger equipment if there is any, my starship will return and deal with it. So the best thing to do right now is for me to, at the very least, locate all of this equipment so that when my starship does arrive, I can report to them. I can report that everything is taken care of, or at least most of it.
I see. Well, Lieutenant Commander Keithrin, is that correct?
That's correct.
My people are so reluctant on. They've haven't really, even though I've requested that the proceedings we talk about this, they have are not entirely inclined to give up the technology. I'm sure you probably don't know much about my culture, as well as I don't know much about your culture, but we particularly do not like deception, and we consider it a great dishonor among our people when people lie to us or attempt to deceive us. And due to the nature of the circumstances that has happened, we are inclined to not really. They do not want me to hand over any of the technology that we have recovered until we conduct a thorough investigation of the matter.
The best I can offer you is a joint investigation when my ship gets here. Otherwise, they're going to just beam it all into space anyway.
I will relay that request to my government. Until then, I will have one of the guards bring you nourishment and whatever I believe is your species capable of digesting water.
Yes, the colder the better. But I don't want to spend too long doing all that. I want to get over there to that mountain as soon as possible and try to collect as much of the smaller equipment as I can.
I believe my people have already been pretty thorough in the mountains or in the cavern system and removed any objects of worth interest. But I will allow you to return to the cave system once your ship has arrived.
That's fine. Where are you storing the equipment now? Is it where the generator was?
Yes.
Can you take me there?
Unfortunately, no. I cannot allow you to enter the warehouse until I have cleared it with my government.
I see. Well, I guess I'll just sit here and drink some cold water then.
Do as you wish. And she kind of walks out. Sure she isn't Vulcan? I don't know. You never know. She could be hiding out.
That was
So-
a very Vulcan approach to that. I'm just saying.
Well, I have to explain how the Zoldan stinks after everything's said and done. So, okay.
That's
so
what I was doing now.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to get on their level, but it just wasn't working.
Right.
Alrighty. Time to fix the sensors. Alrighty,
I
one
keep
more
forgetting
roll.
you guys can't see those bars. All right. So it is currently. So you're gonna go after the sensors. So explain to me, for your advantage, how are you going to have the engineering teams fix the sensors? Roleplay the shit out of this.
Alright. I'm going to have one of my engineering crew actually head to the bridge to get to the science station to monitor the output. From that, I'm going to send the other person to the deflector dish, because that's a big part of the sensors as well. And I myself am gonna go and... where am I going to go? You know what? I'm going into the Jeffries tube on deck 4 to replace the EPS conduits that blew that are now causing the sensors to leak power.
Okay. So, and then I believe Captain is down there to help out. Has entered engineering.
Yep, I am.
So before I leave engineering is when he comes in.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. Captain. You. Yeah. Is there anything I can do to help you?
List, Lieutenant, who are your project leaders that you've assigned so far, and who is coordinating beyond yourself?
I have Elin in working on the deflector array. I sent Jameson up to check the science station to let me know when we get power back. I'm headed to deck 4 to fix an EPS rupture. There's a couple of there are a couple of equations that may have to be manually inputted into the computer if you don't mind helping, sir.
You notice as you're talking, I walk over and find like a pad and start sketching out and writing down names. And even when you're done talking, I'm still writing. Oh, yes, I'll get on that as soon as I start making this a little more efficient for you. I'm also going to assign some command staff to try to make sure that everything moves a little more smoothly around here. Let's just speed
Yes,
things
sir.
up. Yes, I'll definitely work on those equations as soon as I have the infrastructure in place.
All right, I appreciate that, Captain. I am headed to deck 4, and I grab my engineering kit and head out to deck 4 to do that. Yeah.
Very good. At that point, I began performing a ability called Time Management from my character. It is from the command book. It's a talent, I think it is. Yes. So it says I need to do a control command task difficulty 3. If I succeed, I reduce the interval. Basically, we use up less time.
So it's to.
I don't think it's gonna work in this one, but
Right, it's giving you
because
another
it's not
chance.
timed.
Yeah, it's not. This is not a timed interval situation. The
Oh,
other,
so
the
I
medical
probably
task.
start.
Yeah, the medical task was like he only had
Oh.
four tries, but
Oh.
with this task, you guys can technically take as long as you want to finish it. So,
But
Oh.
you can do. I think if Prax allows, I'm not trying to co-GM or anything, but you can do the assist with the equations and have it work that way.
I'm trying to lean into my strengths. Time management doesn't work, so
it's just not applicable in this situation.
Oh yeah, no. I probably I probably start doing it and then realize, oh wait, time isn't a factor. Never mind. Well,
time is like a kind of a factor trying to get underway, but
it's not pressing.
it's not pressing.
In that case, I'd like to try to create an advantage then, basically of a more efficient workflow and just trying to get everyone more organized and adding the command staff, like my assistants, trying to help people so that way the engineers are busy doing engineering stuff, not running around with pads and stuff.
Okay, so you want to create an advantage?
Yes.
Okay, so that is going to be a difficulty 2. Let's make this control command. Just so you know, like creating advantage is a straight up difficulty 2.
Oh yeah, it is. I was thinking of focus, but I can't really think of any of mine that really works here. But this is within my wheelhouse. This is the thing my character does. So.
Okay.
Inspiration? No. If I was rallying, but no.
That's just to generate momentum, essentially.
Exactly. So, which we don't need right now. And I'll actually grab a momentum to give myself an extra die.
Okie dokie.
And that triggers my cautious command, so if I need to re-roll stuff. Okay, so control command, 3 dice, no focus. Bam. I want to re-roll one of those dice. Just
You cautious? Sorry.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why I want to do that. Huzzah.
So there's only one success.
Yeah. I have no way to dance that up. So
It's the thought that counts, Captain.
I try.
Yep. Okay, so you have your engineering teams, blah blah blah. That's plus market design. That's putting difficulty 1. However, I'm going to spend 6 threat and make it a difficulty 5 for you. I'm
Okay.
upping the difficulty on you.
Yeah. I'm going to spin that determination for the auto crit with the value. Let's see. Measure twice, cut once, married to the ship. When all else fails, kick it. I mean, pick
I'll
one.
take married to the ship.
Okay. Let's see. What else can I do for that? That's an auto crit. And for 4 dice, I'd have to spend all 5, wouldn't I? To roll 4 dice. 4 more dice.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we're low the next time we come back, I'll probably rally anyway, so.
Yep. Alright. Yep. Here we go.
6 successes. Gives you
One
one
momentum.
momentum. Then the assist.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought that since he was doing something on his own in a different deck, he didn't get the assist. But
That's
Well,
allowing it
it's
from the
all-
engine. That's like his personal steward that's helping him out.
okay, give me a second. Pull it back up.
We have a White Walker for an XO now.
Should
She
be
starts taking over.
control. No, fitness engineering. Okay.
Yeah, it's some random yeoman.
Yeah. And the bad part is Moore was like sprinting down the hallway like full speed. Them some long legs.
Okay. So that's 2 momentum. Roll me 7 challenge dice. So that's 4. So you only have right now currently 2 going on the work track.
Yeah. I'm
Reroll
going
some of those
to-
dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna reroll 4 of those.
You're down to 1 momentum.
But that should do it.
So that's 8. That's 6. That is 2 breakthroughs. And that actually will complete. You successfully repaired without having to complete all the work, by the way. Congratulations. Gotta love that miracle worker.
Yeah,
and
I
you
do.
successfully repaired the ship to a working order through some random geo-rigging of the warp engines, so let's hope there's no complication arises. But yes,
He's
the
like,
ship
Alright, Yeoman, you can go. Come on, let me
ship
out. Let me
is
out.
been repaired. Now, what are you going to inform the captain?
Yes. Captain, we are good to go. Can I go to sleep now? Huh.
Check in with medical and check yourself in for exhaustion. And then when you're cleared, you can go to sleep.
Aye, Captain. And I do exactly that. Even though nobody's in sickbay right now.
Oh yeah, did you guys is the your nurse chaplain going to beam back to the ship?
We'll say that they did.
I'm gonna say that they did.
Since they don't have any
This-
medical emergencies, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, they beam back to the ship.
When they get to the sick bay, there's a very big blue Cation just laying spread eagle on one of the beds, just like, oh.
He's gonna
Okay.
look like he's gonna come in like with a very like, oh, this is like the 10th time this week kind of look, and he's just gonna go grab like 3 pre-prepared hypo sprays, specially marked with the lieutenant's name, and just like inject those real quick without even like a second thought.
Oh, thank you. Alright, back to work. Oh. Ugh. And he just gets up and walks back to engineering to help the captain. Nurse checked me out, I'm fine.
Captain, on board on the bridge of the ship, you do get a communication from K10.
On screen, hopefully.
Captain, this is Minister Dumont. I really do appreciate you sending over one of your medical personnel to help with the injured here, but could really use one of those crackerjack engineers to help repair the station.
Stand by, please. I will verify that we have the resources to assist you.
They did. I think you went AFK, Houston.
Yeah.
Okay, because I heard them ask for medical. I didn't hear them ask for engineering.
Yeah, they asked for
They
engineering.
did ask for engineering, but
They asked it for
But
both
I
at the
was
same time.
busy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
I nod to communications to put the station on standby, and then I press something. I press one of the buttons on my chair to call the engineering bay.
Yes, Captain. It's Lieutenant Moore.
Stand by, please. I click him off, and then I click on the medical bay. Medical is the chief engineer cleared for active duty.
He's showed signs of exhaustion, Captain, but unless you want to be without a chief engineer, I think he's fine.
My character takes a nice deep breath. Thank you. Clicks off medical, turns back engineering. All right, since you are ready for active duty, the K-10 requires your assistance at this time. If you can spare yourself and some of your men.
Yes, Captain. And I point to two random engineers. They don't have to like help. They can just be background. But two random engineers, you with me, and we go to transporter room 1.
So you leaving the minister on hold still?
I wait a moment, and then I'll nod to communication. Put him back on, please. Minister, we will be sending over our chief engineer and some of his men shortly.
It's great news. We could definitely use all the help here. Thank you, Captain. I really appreciate it. It's a nightmare, you know. I just never thought I would be dealing with something like this.
Think nothing of it, sir. It's our duty.
And with that, the communications officer goes, Captain, we're picking up a distress call.
Well, Minister, duties attend elsewhere. Speak to you again soon. And then I'll look to the communication officer and nod to her or him. Details on the distress call, please.
It's kind of vague, but it sounds like a convoy of some sort. They're under attack. It's kind of on. It's on automated right now, Captain. They're just saying they're under attack by an unknown vessel. They're requesting help.
Have they verified location or identification?
They verified their location, Captain. It's they're 9 light years from our current position.
Very well. Lieutenant Commander, can I have a long-range sensor scan, please, of that location? And bring us to yellow alert.
I'll do what I can, sir.
Navigation, begin plotting a course for that location. I go to sit down in the chair and just take another deep breath.
I know nothing about this, so I'm being beamed onto the station.
Not yet. They just went straight to yellow alert.
Oh.
So going to So the distress call is where I kind of pinged at. It's brought it around that area.
Is it in the space between Klingon Federation space, or is it
Yeah,
in Klingon
right.
space?
Right there.
Okay.
Actually, better yet, throw the token on here. Fit. If it would drop. There we go.
Ooh. Okay.
Right there.
Oh my God, they're moving.
It's not in a straight line. So yes, that's where the distress call is coming from.
I'll make a general call to the ship from my chair. Captain to Chief Engineer, please call the bridge.
Yeah, I get to a panel and yes, Captain.
We're going to be answering a distress call. Ship's probably under attack at this time. For the time being, I want you to just send an engineering team over to the station. I'm going to need you to stay aboard ship in case we need some some miracle work, as it's called.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I nod to the two engineers that were with me to go on ahead without me. I'm sending them now, Captain. You need me on the bridge, or shall I go back to main engineering?
Come up to the bridge for now.
Yes, sir. And after they go into the transporter room, I break for the bridge.
Communications, call the away team.
We currently don't have long-range communications with the away team, sir.
I give the communication a level stare, like I'm disappointed, or I'm just a Vulcan and staring at her. Then I look back to navigation. How far off course would it take us to stop by the planet to pick up the away team before we head to the distress call?
Let's see. PM that to your tactical officer because he would probably know that.
Hey, whoever answers first gets a brownie, so.
But the doctor's going to throw his hat, and across the galaxy, you hear a little whisper, "It's right on course."
It takes us about 4 light years out of the way, sir. Probably would be better to stop there on the way back.
I concur. Straight course for the distress call.
So I could stop you here. You guys could do emergency warp on that and make it about the same time that you would do anyway. You'd be pushing the ships to its limits. So essentially, like emergency warp is generally warp 11 in TOS terms. But normally for a distress call, you guys actually will do like warp 8. Warp 8.5.
I'll tell this navigation to stand by and I wait for the engineer to get up, and I want to check with him to see if we can actually handle emergency warp right now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure you guys aren't like dividing yourselves for like 3 to 4 episodes. So
I don't know. We could go to Ickabar. That sounds pretty nice. Defect to the Romulans.
I mean,
that sounds like a plan.
we could always just sidetrack all the way to Ryza.
Ryza is that's a month journey, just so you know.
Hey, we need a break.
They can
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, they can chill.
Yeah,
Vulcan needs a vacation.
But if we get the go ahead from the chief engineering that the ship can survive the emergency warp, then yeah, I'll totally do that. Because I'd rather have my full command staff for emergency distress call. But
Well, when the engineer gets here, he will tell you that, yes, it can do that, but I have to monitor it carefully.
Then do so very carefully. Set course, emergency warp. And if we can get long-range sensors on that communications, once we get in range, please contact away team as soon as possible. And also, tactical, when you get me more sensor data on the distress site, let me know.
Aye, sir.
Navigation ETA to arriving at planet.
Two hours, sir.
Very well. I am going to take a lunch. I stand up and go, you have the bridge, Lieutenant Commander. I say to the tactical, yeah, Lieutenant Commander, you have the bridge.
Aye, sir.
And I go get my lunch. It's just a distress call, no big deal.
So yeah, we're gonna fast forward here to a couple hours, and you guys arrive in orbit around Dulum 3.
Communications. Do we have any contact with our away team?
Try now, sir. He's like, Azure to away team. Please come in.
Azure Keithran here.
Azure, this is Lieutenant Commander Shran.
Captain, I have him, and she puts on open speaker. You're good to go to speak, Commander Keithran.
We are taking care of a Captain Harper, a Federation citizen that has apparently been also kidnapped by the hunting aliens. We are ready to beam up any equipment that you see fit to destroy or dismantle or investigate at your leisure, Captain.
I might point out here, Captain, that we currently do not have the cooperation of the aliens on this point. That may be important to your decision.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Suggestions?
Captain, I recommend that as soon as possible, once the leader of this colony gets back to us, that we convince them to remove or to let us remove all of the alien equipment. Yeah.
Captain, I'd like to suggest one of two courses of action. We either take all the equipment now without second thought, or we send a long-term diplomatic mission here to resolve any issues. Because we might ruin our relationship with them, but at the same time, we can't leave the technology sitting around if we're not going to commit to engaging with them.
Captain, we don't have much time. That distress call is still broadcasting.
Yeah, we won't have enough time to beam all that tech on board. Our transporters won't be able to handle it. Not within the time we need.
Very well. Beam up the away team and communications. Send a message for a request for diplomatic attaché to meet with the planet. We're attending to the distress call first. If we have time, we'll try to deal with it as well, but time is not on our side.
Are you beaming up Captain Harper too?
I don't know if that's a possibility not to beam him up.
I mean, he's a Federation citizen. I don't think it's a possibility.
Yeah, he's a Federation citizen who's stranded on this planet, though.
So we beam him up and we leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
So, more looks at the captain. 3. Right?
3. Also, with this new individual, verify his identification tape. If not, then we'll have to restrain him. We'll have to contain him. Sorry, I misspoke.
We
Yes,
didn't find
Captain.
one on him.
He'll have to be confined to quarters until we verify.
It might be better to confine him to sick bay.
I'll defer to your judgment, Doctor.
Agreed.
And
So-
I beam them all on board.
Okay, you mean in the transporter room?
Yeah,
Are you,
there's a transporter room, I think, on
Are
this
you-
deck.
are you- yeah, no, are you doing it on the transporter room though? That's what I'm asking. Or a transporter room.
Yes.
I think there's actually only
Yes.
one. Okay, so give me a control engineering task, difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's sensors plus engineering. To beam the 3 up.
Control engineering. Right?
Yep, control engineering, difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's sensors plus engineering.
Okay, and I have a focus in transporter systems.
Okay. So make sure you don't do space molecules. And you gain 1 momentum. Well, for now, unless someone wants to roll for the ship.
I don't have the ship pulled up right now.
Which one's the
Yeah.
ships? Computers? No, sensors?
Sensors, engineering.
Engineering. Oh, I have it right there. Focus used. No. Boop. Nothing.
It's all right. So yeah, you beam the doctor, the commander, and the captain of the Fortune on board.
Captain, I got him.
Very good. Get to the bridge when you can. Navigation. Make emergency warp for the distress signal.
Aye, sir.
Communications. Verify. The distress call indicate they were being fired upon.
It's on auto repeat now, sir. But yes, from the repeating of the distress call that they were being attacked, or were being attacked.
Did the distress call come from a Federation vessel?
Did not, Captain.
All right, maintain
Believe it
yellow
is-
alert.
I believe it's Orion in nature.
Very well.
All right, and you're going to warp towards
That's
the
right.
Driscoll. Is there any other role-playing thing before we switch scenes?
I just want to walk to the bridge and basically give the full rundown of what's going on down on the planet to the captain.
Go right ahead.
So I walk in
Lieutenant
and
Commander.
I'm gonna beat myself.
Captain, I walk over to my console and I tell him, I say, Captain, the Zaldan seem to be a very, they can be polite is one way of putting it. They do not really wish for us to take anything, even the alien technology, without their consent or permission. While I understand their predicament, I don't think we should leave it here for very long. It is very dangerous for them if they hold on to it. I recommend dealing directly with the colonist leader, and then I give him her name because I don't remember. And that's pretty much it.
I am also heading back towards the bridge to my engineering station to keep an eye on the warp core.
Lieutenant Commander, my intention is to get permission from Starfleet Command to entreat with their leadership personally, but I will have a diplomatic attaché be sent as well, or at least ask one to be sent. But for now, we're going to have to do what we do. We have to respond to distress call first above all else, but I don't intend to leave that behind for very long. I do agree that this is the planet is in a precarious situation with technology that I'm familiar with.
Very good, Captain. And I go back to my console.
Okay, so you guys are continue on.
Yep. And then the planet exploded.
Don't do that. I fixed that generator, damn it.
And this is going to be to be continued.
Yay, we lived.
Why did it stop the music?
Well, what was that?
The music? What?
Oh no, talk